Hey, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Another Cork on our podcast. Thanks everyone for being here. Clicking, liking, sharing and subscribing. Here we are. We're back. We got the dream team. Got 2 Cork people.
Me and Chris.
And Aaron Butler. Chris Kent is our guest this week, ladies and gentlemen. A fantastic stand-up comedian from Cork. A man who's doing big things on the comedy scene, selling out big venues, Vicar Street. I was actually thinking about this today, Chris. You probably spend more time in Belfast than I do in Cork.
Yeah, I would say so.
You're up here loads.
Loads. Love it. Can't get enough of the place.
You love gigging up here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, genuinely. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, and last night you were doing the Mandela Hall.
Yeah.
And I've never done that gig in Belfast. You've done that gig in Belfast, Aaron.
Yeah, you haven't, but I have.
Yeah, we've both done
it. We've done it, yeah.
We've done it. It's a Monday night. Yeah. It's Queen's, is it?
Yeah, it's
Queen's.
class.
Yeah.
I can get your contact if you want to do it.
Yeah, that'd be really
might
good.
put a word in.
I appreciate it. Appreciate all the help and support I can get you.
No, I know you're needing a little boost at the minute.
So you're up here for a few days, Chris. So you're doing the Mandela Hall. And then where are you?
But Derry tomorrow.
Derry.
Doing one of the Empire's Road shows, I think.
Yeah, brilliant gigs. Yeah, really good gigs.
Are you doing that one?
No, I did the Cookstown one.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the Cookstown one. Cookstown was great. Really, really good fun.
I've heard all of them have been really good.
And I have a feeling it might become an annual thing as well.
It's a good idea, isn't it?
Might do it on the road
for these big clubs to do these gigs outside the satellite gigs are class. Like.
Yeah, so that people that might not have comedy in the area, they get a taste of what is good, you know. So recently, Chris, I've noticed your tour and stuff like that. It's phenomenal for you.
Yeah,
absolutely, brilliant.
Yeah, haven't started it yet, but you're looking forward to it.
I know,
but flying it.
But like 3 everymans.
Yeah, well, I think
Vicar
so.
Street.
Yeah,
3
everymans. Yeah, that's. I only said that to you.
That's
actually. That was off the record.
Oh,
but it's out there
it's
now.
okay. Don't worry. I didn't know. Don't worry.
No, leave it in. There will.
8 everymans, Chris? Are you serious?
16 everymans.
44 everymans, Chris? Are you kidding me?
Told you that in conference. No, it is going to be added. Yeah, there'll be a third one because it's in October and the other 2 are nearly gone.
Amazing.
Which has never happened to me before.
Amazing.
Ever.
Amazing. And what do you think the difference that is?
It's videos.
100%
TikTok,
videos.
all the subtitle clips and stuff like that.
Captions. All the subtitles clips
That's
that
where
my
it's
wife
said.
corrects my grammar on. All of them.
Those
you did that wrong.
fuckers.
You did that wrong. Yeah, that's my
yeah.
wife texting me. Fix that.
Really?
Yeah.
She's spelling errors.
She's a teacher, like.
I do the same with him, to be fair. I have to
Yeah.
text him, Andrew, you need to re-upload this.
Yeah.
He's like, what have I done wrong?
It's like having to get it. It's like it's a new part of being.
It's
a comedian
difficult,
now,
yeah.
isn't
It wasn't
it?
good. I wasn't good at like that sort of thing at school, but no, it is definitely 100% of videos. It's a mixture of videos and just being relentless. Like I think this is my. I don't know, I've done 4 or 5 tours now, like building up and up and up and up and up to doing my first Everyman and nearly selling it out to doing 1.5 Everymans to saying, fuck it, put 2 on.
Yeah.
And now it's like just building. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of that, people coming back, and people are definitely coming back, and just definitely the videos. I noticed like in the clubs, especially in Cork, there's a lot of TikTok-y kind of people that are like asking me to do videos I've done on TikTok already as well. It's weird.
Well, they want to hear the bit.
Yeah, when I'm in the middle of a set, like.
Who
do
used
that
to
bit
get
there
that?
about your dad in the airport, will ya?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I won't.
Do you know, Paddy McDonnell is infamous for people just shouting his podcast bits out and bits that he's done classically. People being like, tell the bit about you getting a tattoo on your dick and all. Just because I remember when Paddy came back to do tour support after COVID, literally any gig I'd do support for him for, people were shouting and Paddy would just be like, fuck up and I'll do it. Like if I can let me do the set and then at the end I'll do a request hit list if you want. Like but it's funny that how people like we think as comedians we're like we don't like that bit's in we've been that we're not doing that again. But then people want to hear the classics sometimes. Sometimes people want to hear the live bit of you doing whatever the key bit is, you know.
They want to hear it, definitely, yeah. But
very strange.
They're shouting something up like that bit was a bit in a show like that. I couldn't even start to set it up. Like you know what I mean? Just cut out of a show like but I did a what you call it, a best bits recording in Cork, which is good for that. Yeah. And that's what gave me the idea for it. People were like, do this, do that. Because I have loads of footage, but some of it's shit. It's in old comedy clubs, really far away. Yeah. Really, do you know what I mean? And I was thinking if I could re-upload the stuff really well shot and see if that gets me any more mileage, like, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
what was the mindset change? Like, it was the pandemic. Say to yourself, right, fuck it, I need to go hell for leather for this. And what was the change?
I didn't do anything during the pandemic.
Yeah. No, but like
zero comedy.
Yeah,
I
but,
didn't-
but
yeah.
when you went back to comedy, was it a bit like, I'm not going back to just doing the same things over again. I'm going to change. I'm going to go into the videos. I'm going to really push on now. I'm
Yeah.
going to be more relentless. Did something happen? Did you just wake up one day and go, right, fuck it, I'm going hard at this?
I wake up every day.
Morning.
But I wake up every day. But I tell you what I did. Do you know what it was? Genuinely, the last time I was up here with you, I was working. I was doing a full-time job as well as doing comedy. And as hard as it is putting videos out there every single day, it is a fucking chore, or every second day or whatever. It's a lot harder doing 60 hours on a building site and then driving to fucking Armagh on a Friday and driving back and getting back up at 6 o'clock to be on a building site and then doing a gig in fucking Galway that day. So I had to give my job up because I was trying to buy a house and I just gave up on the house. And I said, look, just killing myself here doing the two things, just do the two of them. And my wife is kind of saying, look, if you are going to go full-time at the comedy now, you know, just take it up a little notch and go start putting your stuff out there, start doing other things. So that was kind of it, really. I said, fuck it, you know. And I don't get a lot of time because I've two kids, like, so I have a small window. I have 2 hours during the day of when they're at school. My small one is in Montessori, like, and that's it. You have 2 hours to go.
What have you got, 9 to 11, is it?
Pretty much, yeah, 9 to 11 before I pick her up again. So I like cutting a video or doing something else and going, and that's it then. But yeah, just being relentless and putting the stuff out there. And it definitely works, like, you know.
Yeah.
So when you come up here for 3 days or so, is this like a little break for you as well?
It is a bit like, but I've a load of shit to do. So because I've only 2 hours every other day, so I've a load of shit to do tomorrow now, like, you know.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. But no, it is a little break, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. But it's mad how I've noticed that since we've come out of the pandemic, a lot of comics, like, I mean, I've upped my notch with clips and stuff like that. Like, is that like everyone's gone like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just really started going for it. And the module now is the clips. Getting the followers up on the Instagram, that converts then to the bums in the seats.
Absolutely.
Grows your tour, and you're like, oh, this is actually finally people are starting to. Because the old dynamic, isn't it, of going on BBC One or RT1 and like it's gone.
It's way better for you, like, and people are not as precious as their clips anymore. Like you said, you can still do them as well, really, if you put them out there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But people are not as precious. People used to be like, oh, geez, I have this bit, I'm not burning that bit, you know?
Yeah.
And that's back when there was no views. I'm not putting that on YouTube so it gets 27 views. No way. I need to keep doing it, like, you know?
Yeah.
But sure, a clip now, as you know, is probably better. It's, you know, I've done a tiny bit on the telly, but having a clip go viral is way more beneficial to you.
You know, people up here who, you know, have maybe not even sold out a small show somewhere. They put up a clip and they're now selling flipping huge places. You know, some people are doing arenas, some people are doing big shows in the waterfront. Like, it's just like, and that's the power of, you know, back in the day, like you said, it would have been, oh, you get yourself a 5 minutes at Live at the Apollo and everyone knows who you are then from BBC One and you can sell a tour off the back of that, blah, blah, blah. No, I would rather, if you offered me 2 options on the table and went, you can either have a big viral clip or like a big one, or you can have like a 5 minute set Live at the Apollo on BBC. I'll probably take the clip because the clip is going to do me better in the long run than the BBC is. I have control over the clip. I don't have to worry about who edits the clip. I edit it. Like, I do the production of it. It's all on me. And that makes you a bit prouder too.
Yeah,
as well,
100%.
Well. You know what I mean? You get a bit more self-satisfaction.
And they're all coming to your platform to watch it.
Exactly.
It's like,
they're not
Yeah,
going to
not go to
iPlayer.
BBC and then have to find you.
And then
through
having to
BBC.
find you and then going, oh, what was his name or whatever, like, you know.
But it's great that it's putting the power back in the comedians'
100%.
control. That's the way that I think it's fantastic. You know,
You
we
don't
can
have-
release our own specials now. We can do the world is ours.
Yeah, it's the only way forward. I don't like, I record everything now, like, and even all the specials, doing old specials, new specials. Like, there's no point in killing a show that you worked a year on.
Yeah.
And going, right, I'll start writing a new one. You may as well just film it and cut it up and put it all out there, you know?
Because then that sells next year's show.
Exactly, yeah.
See, that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. And when I fill out, you just film yours. And are you going to release yours as a full, or are you going to release half of the clips? Or how are you going to do it?
Well, I'm cutting mine to make it a 30-minute special. The reason I'm doing that is because I think when people watch them at home, I think an hour is too much for people at home to watch a special in the house. It's different when you're at a live club because you're in the room, you're live. But like, I don't know about you guys, but if I put on anyone's special in my house now, I hit that half-hour mark and I go, I'm not vibing with this anymore. You know what I mean? I can't lose the connection because I'm not in the room. And it's all pre-recorded, and I know that, and I know from being out in rooms that it's way better live. So I think the 30-minute special is kind of a sweet spot at the minute. So I'm going to do a 30-minute special, and then the other material that I don't do from that, I'll clip that, reuse it, put it somewhere, you know, TikTok or whatever. I'll still clip some of the stuff from the main special, but I'll use some of that bonus content too. But my plan is just to have a 30-minute special and then see where I can get it, where I can take it. You know, any local TV companies here, down south, internet, wherever.
Netflix.
Potentially.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Pornhub.
good enough for Netflix visually.
Oh, you should see the production on it, man.
Wow.
Was it 6-camera setup?
Yeah. In
In Lavery.
Yeah.
There was like smoke coming off the
Like
back.
4 of them were in the girls' toilets, but that was. But let me tell 2 were in the guys.
It was really good because I emceed it for him, and there was a guy in the front row, and you know the guy with the clothes, and he had the shirt tucked in and the big brown shoes. He was like a like a bit of a farmer, like
Yeah.
And he was really nice, really fun guy. And then before I brought you on, I was like, right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, it's going to be a great show. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Aaron, he's filming a special tonight, so we're all going to have a really good time and really support it and all that kind of stuff. So then you're doing the show anyway, it's going great. And then your man just gets up and walks across the stage.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I get that, but he was so slow. He was like the slowest walker, and I was like, this guy can't be walking that slow. Like and it was during one of the key bits at the end of the show. I just had to stop and go, walk slower, please. Walk. Like,
because you know he's going to go away, but you know he also has to come back.
Yeah.
So it's 2 interruptions.
Yeah, it is, especially because he was in the front fucking row, and I'm like, this is ruining.
I just
every
don't
bit of sound
understand
in here.
how it was just like, mate.
Do you know what though? I mean, I get it too though, because you know, as an audience member, if you need to piss, you need to piss.
You need to go.
You know what I mean? Like I've been there when I've been sitting somewhere, and I like, if I don't pee right now, it's going to be bad.
Chris, have you noticed since you've gone back out differences in the audiences at all?
No, not massively. No.
Because they're saying, like, because I know Tommy Tiernan recently introduced the mobile phone
attention span
thing.
and all that, is it?
He introduced the mobile
So
phone.
he does the lock your mobile phone away.
He did it in Vicar Street recently, didn't he? I think it's €2 per person.
I'd love to do that. I'd love to.
Would you?
It is great.
Yeah,
I think it's.
Have you been to a gig with it?
No, I've just heard.
No, but I'd love it. It ruins gigs for me. Ruins gigs for
€2
me.
per person in the audience. It is. That's what it costs. So if you're doing 1,000 people, it's going to cost you $2,000. Like.
Kevin Hart did it for all his gigs here.
But like,
did he?
Yeah. If you can
even
afford
limelights, even.
So when you were
small ones.
at those gigs watching them, can you see a difference in the crowd
Oh yeah.
in terms of the attention? The
Oh,
gig, and all?
absolutely. They can't look at their phone, so they have to either talk to the person next to them,
which probably won't do.
which
like,
they won't do during a show. They'll do it before the show or whatever. But once the show starts, they literally can't look or do anything else aside from go to the bar and get a drink. But I think the bar's closed during the show, so they couldn't have done that either.
I'd be willing to take the hit myself going to a show. If I was you can give €2 there and mind your phone for the show. I'd be delighted to do
So
it.
voluntary
Or
thing.
put it into a thing, like, but even subsidise it in the ticket, like, you know.
Yeah.
I've had people before at fucking gigs just start filming me like that, and I'm like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And they're just like, sometimes they're just like, they don't give a fuck. They just keep filming you, like, you know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it makes things really awkward, especially at a corporate or something. You know, when it's not a great gig and you see someone like that, and you're like, put your phone away, like, you know.
Yeah.
I remember.
I always try and get someone to say it before I come on, especially at a corporate. Go,
Yeah.
tell them there's no fucking phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being at your gig at the Everyman. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
I was sitting at the back of the Everyman. Me and my brother went to watch him. It was your first time filming a special, wasn't it?
Yeah, but yeah.
So we're at the back. We'll go in anyway, and we're watching it, and we're up to the very top of the balcony, right? We're watching the show. Show's on anyway, and there's a woman about 2 rows in front of us, and she's watching him on her phone on YouTube.
She's short-sighted or something.
At the Hot
No
Water
way.
So he's in front of her, and she's like this now, watching him at Hot Water Comedy Club on YouTube, doing whatever material while he's on stage doing a show. And I'm sat there behind with my brother, and I'm like, look at this.
Yeah.
And my brother's like going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like what? I just didn't understand it.
I had a guy, when I was doing a gig up in Derry recently, I had a guy, literally, I was doing a headline set, I'm about 15 minutes in or whatever, and then he's in the front row, and I just see him do this with his phone to his ear, and he's just doing this. And I had to be like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just listening to a voice note. Like,
Oh Jesus!
like,
Christ.
is it really? Who's Dan? He's like, no. I'm like, then why the fuck are you listening to a voice note right now in the
man.
middle of a comedy club, you idiot? You have it.
You're doing Vicar Street.
Yeah.
Would you do the mobile phone thing at Vicar Street?
Well, I mean, if it costs me fucking $2,000, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Would you
Why
put
the fuck
up
would
the
I pay
ticket
that?
price by €2 to
Well, you
cover it?
can't put it up now. It's on sale now already.
Yeah, but say, for example,
to be fair, and touch wood, most of the people that are coming to my shows now are great.
Yeah.
I've only ever had problems with people at corporates or at club gigs. I think people know what to expect when they're coming to see me. It's like they know I do stories and stuff like that, and I've had good audiences, like touch wood, like you know. So I haven't had a massive problem with my own tour shows. So it's mainly been corporates or club gigs or something where someone just takes out a fucking camera, like, you know, or a phone. But I would like to see it be, maybe it's something venues could even take in and go, we're offering this thing, almost like a cloakroom thing, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You had your phone in and get a ticket or something, or a little wristband.
Yeah, but some people, I think they give them
it
it in the bag, and if it's a real emergency call, they can answer it.
So, yeah, the way it works is it's like a little bag
Yeah.
that you can put something in, but you can't take something out of unless basically it's like a secure tag, almost like a clothing tags.
Yeah,
where
the
it's
little thing, yeah.
It's like
yeah.
one of those where it can only be taken off by a member of staff or a bar member.
Yeah, but how do you know the phone rings? If you need to get an emergency call, how you don't see the phone?
Oh no,
do you? Can you see in the bag?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a transparent bag.
Yeah.
But is there a way that you can, like, through the bag, you can type in your code and use it?
No.
But you can see it if it's ringing.
You can see it if it's ringing. Yeah.
But I always think to myself, oh, what if people get an emergency call? I go, yeah, but what about in the mid-90s when emergencies happened? Like, people didn't
exactly.
Have it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember once having to ring a pub, the landline of a pub. My parents were like, oh, we're going out to the Briar Rose in Cork.
Yeah.
So, and something happened. I remember ringing and going to the Yellow Pages.
Wow.
Fucking going down.
So resourceful.
Ringing from the landline. Oh, yeah. You ask if there's a Patricia Ryan in the pub.
Asking your mother, is there any milk anywhere?
You know what I mean? How do I go to sleep, mammy? Like, you know what I mean?
We're out of milk. What do I do,
But
mammy?
like that's what
Yeah.
that's what
That's
happened.
what we did.
Like, you know what I mean? So now all of a sudden it's like, oh, you have,
Life
people
without
still
mobile
went
phones.
on with things. Like,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you find out an hour later someone's died, you've had a better hour, haven't you?
Yeah.
You have had one more hour of joy before the.
And also, if somebody dies, you're like going to go like, well, we'll not tell them till after.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
and what kind of arsehole is going to ring you when you're in the middle of? They know you're at Tommy Tiernan in Vicar Street. Yeah. We better let him know she's dead. You know,
like,
give him another
hour of laughter.
Give him another 45 minutes. Wait till the morning. Bring him around.
If that happened years ago, you would have phoned the venue when Tommy Tiernan was on.
Yeah.
Like, is Tommy on yet? There's a Patricia Ryan in the crowd.
Yeah.
Could you tell Tommy to tell her?
Yeah. Ask Tommy to ask Patricia where the milk is. Andrew needs to know.
The worst people are the people who go to sleep at night and don't put their phone on like airplane mode or silent or
I
whatever.
do that. Yeah.
Do you go to?
No, I put it on airplane mode.
Oh my!
Do you?
I was like, people who
Every
do that
time.
live on the edge.
And I'll tell you, like, I did it last week. I had a fucking gig in Cork. I'd forgotten about it. Like, you just didn't put it in the diary, right? Just didn't put it in the diary, right? Now, this happened to me. I had a kind of a busy week as well, and I was meant to drop into Collins, a great comedy gig in Cork, Tuesday night, do a bit of work, do a bit of trying out. Well, I just didn't put it in my calendar for some reason. I was just getting into bed, and I was properly ready for bed, like pajamas, everything, full pajamas.
You're a pajama guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
just
man.
the bottoms, and a t-shirt.
Cool guy.
So I went
Daft too here.
pretty cool. Yeah, hey, it's still nippy. So I swear to God, I was just about to do that fucking airplane mode, and my phone started ringing, and I was like, hello, it was Thomas Lawrence, a very funny comedian based in Cork, and he was like, are you near? And I was like, no, I'm not near. And he was like, Collins, this is 10 o'clock at night. I was on in 20 minutes. I was on after the break. He was like, are you near the venue at all? Luckily, I don't live too far from it, like about a 15-minute drive.
Show up in your jammies.
So my wife was in bed going, you have a gig? And I was like, yeah, I have a gig. So I literally was like, I'll be there as soon as I can. It was thrilling, actually. I just got dressed straight away, drove in, and I was just very honest with him. I was like, I was in my pajamas 15 minutes ago.
Should that get you a laugh?
It got me a laugh straight away, yeah. And it was great because I was doing trying to get a new show together, and I didn't have a chance to worry about it all day. All I focused on then was like, just do anything that isn't in a show tonight. Do you know what I mean? Like, just don't repeat any material from any other show, and see how much time you can talk.
And Collins is a room of 50 people.
Yeah, it was 50.
So
It's
a perfect place to actually like
mess around.
Like.
And
It's a bit like the Sunflower.
Yeah.
You know the Sunflower.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Cool.
I think like when I've been back out like doing gigs and stuff like that, like, and some of the shows that I've done on the tour this year, I've stopped every show on the tour this year.
Have you?
Because of stuff in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
This guy's easily set off these days.
Oh, no, but do you know what I found was the biggest thing that annoyed me? Now, obviously, I just ignored most of it, but it's sweets.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Haribos and crisps.
Yeah.
I was doing.
That's funny now.
I was doing Spirit Store.
Yeah.
I remember we did the Spirit Store.
Yeah.
We walked out. They'd have the little tables in the Spirit Store. The Spirit Store is one of the best venues in Ireland.
Oh,
right?
so nice.
Walked out. There were people out there, and they were lovely. They were great crack. 3 packets of Tato and Haribo, and they're just bunching away.
Yeah.
And like when you're trying to like, if you're like starting, but look, it is what it is.
In a
but
silent
like,
bit,
you're like
it is
going
quite-
fucking sweets.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but it's
you're
not during
your
a
dinner.
big
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're so mad about it.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I don't know, yeah. Because I have that misophonia thing where eating noise in a normal, everyday circumstance.
But would that annoy you if you heard all
weirdly,
the sweets and the
probably,
crisps and the rattling?
yeah, a little bit. But weirdly, when it's actually very annoying to everybody else, it wouldn't annoy me. I know this sounds weird, but when everyone else is on my level at that way, it'd be more so I'd have it really bad with my wife or my kids even. Not really anymore, to be fair. I've learned how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But like if it was someone that was unbelievably loud, eating noises would annoy me. But if it was somebody that was unbelievably annoying, unbelievably loud at eating, like a pig, you can hear them from the next room. Weirdly, they wouldn't bother me because they're bothering everybody else. And I'm like, I feel normal. I'm like, oh,
but if it's just for
you know what it's like now. You know what I mean? Whereas if I have to zone in and go, but yeah, I can see how that's annoying because I did the Olympia and I was opening Frankie Boyle. There was people with popcorn and stuff, and I was giving them a bit of a slag in, and he was giving them a bit of a slag
because
in.
of the popcorn.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would do it as well. The front row with popcorn like that at a live stand-up gig. It's weird.
But you can speak to, because I did this at the Black Box.
Turn the popcorn off.
Yeah. No, but
close the bar. Turn the popcorn off.
I said to them,
plug out the popcorn machine.
I said to them at the Black Box, I said, can we not sell Haribos and crisps and peanuts? And they were like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it eradicated the problem straight away. They said, but I was thinking like maybe I thought Frankie might have had a policy which would be like, listen, there's no crisps or sweets going on.
No, he has a policy of no readmittance, all right, which rubbed some people up the wrong way. So when you left while he was on, you don't come back in.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It's quite strict.
You don't come back to your seat. But I say in the first half as a support act, so they might leave you back in at the back or something, but there's no like getting up and going and
people in the row having.
Yeah, some people didn't get back in at all.
And what's this come from him? Is he just sick?
I guess people like he's had to deal with it a lot. And you know what it's like in a big huge theatre when person gets up in the middle, everyone else has to get up to leave them out.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, everyone has to get up to leave them back in. Then some other prick gets up.
Yeah.
It is annoying, but
yeah.
There's nothing worse than looking down into an audience and just seeing the phone light on the face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they're just on the phone and you're like, fucking hell.
It happens, doesn't it? Like, people are going to be people at the end of the day too, and there does come a threshold where an audience all need to collectively go and piss. Once it hits like over an hour mark, they're like, oh, we've been drinking all night. We are.
Yeah.
I remember Mickey Bartlett did his Ulster Hall show when I was at, and Mickey went for about an hour and 15, maybe an hour and 10.
Yeah.
And I remember as soon as it hit that hour mark, I am telling you, I've never seen it before in my life like this. Floods of people. Like, I mean, one person would go and then that would prompt like 6 other people and then 6 other people. And it was just like a constant stream of people going in and out. And it just hit that mark where people were like, no, we need to all.
Wow.
Yeah.
1,000 people. Well, 850 people in the Ulster Hall.
Yeah.
Even if 10% of them need to piss, that's still 80 people during a show that need to get up and get down. So,
It's mad. I was over in Bristol and I was doing a show in Bristol and I do this bit. I do the bit about the the food menu in the cheesecake, vanilla ice cream and strawberries, right? And it's a bit where you kind of, silence is very important to it in terms of getting the thing right. But this woman in the audience just started to cough, and she'd been coughing quite a lot throughout the night, but it was fine. Like, it wasn't even, so I'm doing this bit anyway, and all I could hear, so I was like, but I noticed a few people had looked at her, so I just leaned over and went, "Are you okay? Do you need any water?" And she was like, "No, I'm fine." I said, "Okay, don't die on me. It's okay, So I continue with the gig anyway, and she keeps coughing, and it starts to get worse and worse and worse. So it was kind of messing up the bit, but I didn't obviously something wrong with her. So I said, "Look, are you actually okay?" Yeah. Because I'm a bit worried about you. I don't want you to choke or anything. Like, and she goes, no, I'm fine. I go, "Do you want me to get you water?" She goes, no, I've got a pint. And I went, "Oh, you got a pint." So that's fine, no problem. All right, so we'll keep going anyway. And then it just keeps happening again. Yeah. So now every time she coughs, the audience just laugh.
You're not getting.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, I was actually quite worried about her. She looked as if she was going fucking blue every time. She's probably in her 50s or 60s, looking at blue. And I said, "I think you need to get that checked. Have you got any doctors or nurses there in the room, Yeah. And then someone raised her hand and goes, "Oh, do you want to check?" And she goes, "I'm off duty." I was like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, I started to bounce it around.
Yeah.
But she just kept on coughing. Yeah. But then I noticed when I started doing the last bit of the show, 4 or 5 people just started to cough.
Oh, wow. So it has.
And I just went, right, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because you know the way, like, it's like if you see something and you're subconscious, you just follow it. Like, one person goes to the toilet, it's okay to go to the toilet.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing that happened with Frankie was people, even though I told him and made a joke about it and said, "Once you leave, you're not coming back. Do you know, this is it. Like, it's a bit like Westlife. You're Brian McFadden. You're out, you're out." We all know how that worked out. We all know. But once one person got back in, the problem was, Because you will get cheek, they'll just go fuck, and they'll get back in, and then one person will see that work, and they'll go yes, and then instead of getting people sporadically, you're getting 50 people going up at the same time. You know.
What was Frankie Boyle like backstage?
Really nice. Yeah.
So did you spend
really
a lot of time with him?
Just backstage, the usual green room stuff. Turn up a half an hour before to have a chat with him. I did all these Irish dates. Like, it was really good fun.
And you get on good. He's good crack.
Yeah,
I've
great
never
crack. Great crack. Yeah. But it's mad, like all these little distractions that you get.
Have either of you two ever had a fight breakout during a set?
I've
had it twice.
Have you?
Yeah. Once.
The worst?
Dublin.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, I think I had a bit of
a guy want to come for me, like.
Oh, well, no, I haven't. I mean, like, audience members fighting each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've had that twice.
Have you?
One time in the Devonish in West Belfast last
Actual
year.
digs, like, or pushing, shoving.
One was actual digs, and then the other one was pushing, shoving. Bouncers came over and brought them out, and it was only, I was the warm-up actor, so it was, the show had just started.
Yeah.
Like, these guys didn't get to see the main act, and they were out in the street. But the worst part about the room was, the room's like a big room, and the way it's sort of pillared and things like that, only really me and like 10% of the audience could see the fight happening, so you can't even make a bit about it. You can't, because the audience, the rest
you lose the rest of the room.
The ones are going, what the fuck are you talking about? We can't see a fight. So, but then I have to try. It's just, you can hear them scrapping. You can hear one guy going, I knock your fucking, and I'm like, I'll knock both your fucks in if you don't fucking fuck up, both of you. And then the bouncers come over and sort it out. But for the whole gig, it just completely threw off my timing.
It's very hard.
Everything's gone now. Everything's fucked.
There's a fine line, I think, between saying, I really am so happy that you've bought a ticket and got here tonight.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're getting irritated by small things.
Yeah.
But it's also a fine line of being like, listen, I'm so happy that you're here. But would you just fucking behave?
When someone gets aggressive with you, though, it's very hard to know, like, because I've had people getting properly aggressive with me in the crowd, once or twice guys, and I'm like, you're trying to, like, it's a very strange situation to be in because your adrenaline is up a bit. You're like, this guy's actually trying to fight me here, I think, you know? Yeah. This guy's actually, this is getting very aggressive and violent.
You don't want to fight Chris.
You know? And they're like, you know, but like, your adrenaline is up as well by default.
Yeah.
But then you're trying to make everyone else in the room laugh.
Yeah.
You don't see that outside a Chipper or anything. They don't have that fucking problem. You know what I mean? When someone's squaring up to you, he's not going anyway.
It's not affected. It's not affected how the Chippy make chips.
So anyway,
Chip tastes awful now. There was a fight.
And then you don't have that pressure in a street fight where you're trying to make the other people laugh, you know, unless it's a coincidence. But I was telling you earlier, I had that in opening up for Neil Delamere in the SSE.
Oh, yeah.
And a woman in the front row with her husband, and she was just really drunk. Like, you know, when I walked out, they were shifting each other, and I was like...
That is the weirdest. When people start kissing each other in the middle of a set,
but
I've had that before, and it's the fucking most bizarre. I'd rather you fight.
Don't get it.
But there's like 3,500 people there, so you can't really...
Yeah, you can.
So I start doing material, and then she stops and talks to your man, and I can see out of the corner of my eye, like I can see kind of like she's annoying the people around her. So you make little judgment calls. So you finish off this little bit, and you go, what's going on here? And then he said something like, oh, she's bored. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, you know what, this bit isn't compulsory. Neil's on the second half. Absolutely head off, you know, go to the bar, have a drink. And she was like, she was really like being her. I remember her fucking husband was trying to just hold her back, and he was like holding her hands like that, and then her hand got free, and she was like to me, really, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah. I was like, look, and I sort of dealt with her, did another bit of material, dealt with her, but then I could feel she was genuinely getting aggressive. Like, no, I really mean like properly, like, yeah. And I was like, go to sleep, and other people
tell her
were
to go to sleep.
I was like, yeah, have a little nap or whatever and shit. And then the people around her were, you could see them getting physically more. I was in the middle of another bit, and the people around her were just pointing at her, and because she was just full on chatting. And then I was like, what do you want me to do about that?
Yeah.
I'm clearly in the middle of something here. You know, I'm not going to get down off stage.
Security there, like.
No, they were trying to get in. She was right in the middle, right? So then I was kind of giving her, I was really trying to get her to leave of her own accord. And I knew she wouldn't be left back in. I was like, listen, Neil's on in a half an hour. You can come back in and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you don't like me. I get it. It's totally fine. But then she said something. I've never felt anything like this, right? I was getting little laughs the whole time off, kind of going, you can go blah, 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 you can do this. But nothing nasty, like nothing horrible at all, you know? And then she was like, how dare you? She started screaming at me. And I was like, whoa. And she went, how dare you? And she was like, I save lives.
Oh, Arlene Foster's in it.
Yeah.
Every show I'm trying to get a dig now.
So I just said, just because you save lives doesn't excuse you being a cunt. That was the first thing I said.
Yeah.
And I've never felt power like it, man. The rest of the room, it was properly a signature in Belfast. I called a woman in her 50s a cunt.
Class.
And the place went, just rounds of applause. I never felt power like it.
That's the Good Friday agreement.
And then she
couldn't come back from that.
She couldn't come back really, and eventually she left, and it was great because I was just. She was on about saving lives. I was in the middle of doing a bit of material about trying to save a mouse anyway, so everything was a nice little call back and go. Anyway, I was talking about that mouse, and it was just it was a kind of perfect timing. But my adrenaline was up for the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And I left the gig going, I'm fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Wrecked.
Big dump of just...
When you got that chair,
Yeah.
did she realise I've lost?
She was too drunk anyway, Andrew.
Oh, was she?
So she
Oh,
was
right,
too
okay.
drunk, and she probably would have realised that. But
Did she come back? She wasn't allowed back in.
Her
for the
husband then they left. Oh no, she was definitely not allowed back
Yeah.
in. Her husband and her walked out, and her husband was actually dragging her back from the stage. She was like trying to get to me.
Jesus.
She was trying to get to me and give me
Why
the
was there
finger.
any fucking?
There is
lifting
security,
that?
but the issue is it's such a big
It's to
place.
get to them, and they did their
Getting
best.
to them is hard.
And I kind of wanted to deal with it that way. I wanted to get her to leave of her own accord. I've done that a few times about things, like, you know, happened in a couple of comedy clubs where you're just going, you're trying to get them to leave if you can, because there's nothing spoils the mood more than a fucking security guard coming in going, oh come on, let's go, like, you know.
Because then they get into it with them.
Yeah.
And you're like, I paid my ticket, and Screw's like, you can't behave. Like
Yeah.
that. It's a whole fucking shit show.
I saw it years ago when I was starting out as a comic. I was at the Manchester Comedy Store. I was actually in the audience.
Okay.
And Mick Ferry was emceeing, who was brilliant at dealing with the Late Show and stuff like that. And he came out and there was a guy in the front row with a girl, and they were just like kissing and, you know, the usual,
Yeah.
on a date, whatever. Like, and Mick said, "Listen, guys, been talking quite a bit in the first half. You seem like a lovely couple. Why don't you go and get a drink?" And he whips out 20 quid.
No way.
And he handed him 20 quid and he said, "Look, buy a drink on me, buy a drink on the club, nice people, just go and have a drink and enjoy the rest of your night." And the guy's like, no, I don't need your money, like, you know. And all this
Oh,
kind of stuff.
no.
So Mick puts the money back and he goes, "Look, just 20 quid, go and have a drink. We're nothing against you, it's just maybe you're better off just having a chat somewhere else," kind of thing. Like, and they're like, no, we're staying. And next thing, two security guys just come down the steps.
Yeah.
And they both look at him, and the guy, you just see the guy going, "Oh, right, okay." And then he was like, any chance of that 20 quid? And Mick was like, "Fuck off."
I was gonna say.
Like he basically got kicked out and lost 20 quid.
Yeah,
Could have
yeah,
gone
yeah.
with 20 quid
Yeah.
and been like, you know what, I read the situation. But it's like the audience members' bravado.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a
you
little
know what
bit
I
of
mean?
that, especially when he's there with a date, I think. And maybe she's like laughing at the other comedians earlier in the show, and he's kind of feeling a bit like, fuck it.
Oh, you're laughing at these guys or
Laughing at
girls
these
or whatever,
guys,
like,
you know,
you know.
early days or whatever.
But imagine being that woman who got kicked out in the SSC when you did that.
Yeah.
I think that's a 50-year-old lady, probably has kids.
Yeah.
Imagine having to go. I got kicked out of the Odyssey last night at a comedy show.
Yeah.
At 50, as
Yeah.
the,
She's like, "I save lives." Can you imagine being in A&E? What's wrong with you? You drank too much, or you don't want to be doing that? And like, she's the one
Yeah.
fucking getting.
Everything afterwards was hashtag I save lives. It was great. It was a brilliant response to everything.
And does she ever, obviously, do you ever notice when stuff like that happens, they never contact you, the audience members?
No.
Like the following
Well-
day, they realise, did she contact
Well,
you?
no. Do you know what happened to me one time? And I was only reminded of this. I was opening for Neil down in Carlow, and I had another very confrontational lady. I was doing my own show in the foyer. One of these ones, like the theatre's there, the foyer is 20 people. This one came in late to the first half, and I was doing my own warm up because that's just the way it was back then. And she was properly hammered, absolutely hammered, and she was just like, And I kept on sort of, and her friends were hammered. She was like, you know, a very, very well-to-do lady. She was kind of like just, and I gave her enough warnings. I was like, listen, this is not really working out. Like, you know, this is not working out. I said, and I kind of done this a couple of times. I say, give them a couple of warnings, put them down a couple of times, I continue to distract the show. I said, then you just have to call it like it is. You go, listen, you're distracting the other people, they paid. Do you mind? And she's like, I'm not leaving. I said, look, well, I'm going to do another bit now. And if I don't get to the end of the bit without having to stop with you, then that's it. You're not coming in the second half. And I always go into a very long bit. So I was in the bit and I knew she wouldn't make it through it, like, you know, and she didn't. But she, during the interval, was screaming at me, properly being held back. She was like, I'm on the arts committee in Carlow. You'll never gig in Carlow again. You'll never gig in Carlow again. Fuck you. And I was like, she was a primary school teacher.
Wow.
And I was
Oh, my
like,
God.
I was like, okay. But you know, this is how sound audience members are. Just to level it up and go, they're not all like that, right? Because I said to them, Or also, like a Mick Ferry kind of thing, I went, look, you can have your money back. I don't want it. You can get a refund. You've just had too many drinks today. You're not enjoying the show. Believe me, you definitely won't enjoy the second half. And you're annoying the people around you. I was being as nice as I could about it, you know? So anyway, after that whole thing, and I'll never forget it, a guy came up to me at the end of the show, and her and 4 of her friends left. And I was like, whatever. And he came up to me and he gave me like 70 euros. And he goes, there you go. He goes, that'll cover the tickets if them people get a refund. And I was like, no, I don't give a shit about that. I don't think they're going to, I don't think they're even going to get a refund, to be honest with you. And he was like, no, you keep that. He went around the audience and went, let's give this guy, get a whip around for Chris.
That's brilliant.
Wow, whip round for Chris.
And he was like, they were arseholes and we don't want you to see you out of pocket. If they do get a refund, we don't want to see you out of pocket. So that should cover the 5 tickets that they would have bought.
Wow.
And I was like, they're not going to get a refund on. He was like, don't worry about it. It's extra
Next
money.
thing you know, you're arguing with the guy that gives you the
He was like, no. He was like, that's for dealing with him. He goes, sorry about her. She was, and he didn't even know the woman, like, you know.
If he ever
Madness.
goes to another gig, you should be like, 4 people ask for refunds.
Could
you do
10
could you do the
refunds
needful?
tonight, 10 no-shows tonight.
You know,
Can I just say, like, for every bad audience member, there is so many good
They're
ones.
all, the majority are good.
But we only talk about them. We only talk about
I
the
know.
ones.
Absolutely.
Oh, how was your audience last night? Everyone was perfect. Well, that's a boring story. You know?
I
We
know,
all want to
yeah.
know. We all want to know. I remember doing a gig in Dublin, and I was doing a gig, and it was rowdy as fuck, like rowdy. Balance, spinning plates. You know, doing okay, and. This guy just kept on heckling me, and I said, "Man, you okay?" I couldn't see anything either. Couldn't even see him.
Yeah.
Like. I said, "Look, man, sorry, I can't. What is it?" And he was like, "Oh, fucking Cork, boy." And I goes, "Yeah, I'm from Cork. Yeah. fucking. Why did you go to Cork?" Like, and I'm like, oh,
what heckles this
I'm
guy
like,
has?
we're in Dublin. I can't go now. Like, I'm at work. You know, like kind of thing. Like, I said, "Look, would you want to come up here?" And you do it, and I'll just go to Cork now. And that kind of got a laugh. Yeah. And he went, all right.
Oh, no.
I was going to say,
I was like, oh shit, what have I done now?
That's what I was going to say.
And he starts walking towards me, and I could see him. I could see the white t-shirt getting whiter and whiter through the crowd, right? And next, but his girlfriend grabbed him and held him back. And I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
He's obviously going to come up. I don't know, is he going to come up and grab the mic, or is he going to attack? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
But eventually she grabbed him back, and I just went, okay, well, you can come on after.
You got lucky
I'm panicking,
there.
like,
Yeah.
got fucking lucky, like.
You got lucky.
Big lad as well, like.
Yeah, it's something.
lads.
It's an instinctive thing to say. Hey, you give it a go, so, but you will get. That's the
worst
danger,
thing,
isn't
yeah.
it? You go, all right, and they'll grab the mic off you.
And what if they go up and they're fucking smashing
I
it?
wasn't murder. Yeah, exactly.
You're just sitting there going, that's why I
showed me.
Imagine if they just started smashing it. Like.
All about you as well. Deconstructing your set like
And
a
I just sit there
Stuart
and
Lee.
go, you got me. That's why I got asked to host King Gong in the Comedy Store in London. I said I couldn't do it. Because you go out and do 10 minutes at the start, and then afterwards you judge the comedians. But what if you have a shit 10 minutes?
Do you roast them? You roast them, yeah? Is that part of the gig, is it?
I can't do that.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do that.
Yeah,
I couldn't sit at a microphone and then slag off a person's act. Just not in my nature.
Yeah.
No, it's the same when people do roast battles and stuff. I can't. I like because my fear is when you do a roast battle, I've just cut too deep.
No, I'd be the same.
You know what I mean?
I'd be the same. Yeah.
Or if I did a roast battle, say with Chris or you, and I'd say, look, right, Chris, how about I'm going to do this, and this. What are you going to do about me? You can do this. Right, where do we start? That's the line there.
Yeah, that's the line.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We can kind of maybe help each other with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think that. I don't like roast battles.
No, I don't like
I don't like
them
the format.
either.
I don't like the nastiness of it. I'm just not. It's just not for.
But it's funny how we have that we just subgenre in the stand-up sort of thing. Like there is a wee market for it. Like
in America, it's massive.
People love it.
It's massive in America.
Well, I like the roast when they do the fucking like the Donald Trump roast and stuff like that. Like those are really fun to watch. But yeah, in terms of like two comedians roasting each other, I don't know. It's just never been something I've been into.
It's not my. I went to roast battle many years ago at the Comedy Store, and Dan Nightingale was on, and he was doing a roast battle. I can't remember who he was doing it with, and there was a couple of people on before him, and it was packed. It was kind of like the launch of the first time roast battle had come. It was done in a free fringe venue, and it was really good. And the first few that came out, it was like I was like, oh fucking hell, that was a bit close.
Yeah.
That was a bit close. I remember Dan Nightingale, who Dan's brilliant and a fantastic comedian, and has great success now with his podcast.
He's amazing.
He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
One of the funniest guys around. But he always kind of gigged in the northwest of England, and people were like, he was getting roasted. I can't remember who he was with, but there was a couple, and I know Dan, and I know it's not in Dan's nature to be somebody to roast somebody.
Yeah,
like he's a brilliant MC and all that. And he has the crack with the audience of that, but ultimately you don't like. The person went into like some of his personal life. And like his ex-girlfriend and stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
I just went, you know what? That's not kind of cool. Anyway, the roast battle was over, and I just remember seeing Dan bolt for the door. He left the door, and I kind of like, and I know that I'm mates with Dan at the time, and I haven't seen him now for a while, but like, I was just like, I didn't like the format. You know, I just went, you know what? Comedy's hard enough.
Yeah.
The last thing you know, you want somebody up there going, the reason why you're shit and your fucking ex-girlfriend dumped you. And it's like, that's because comedy comes from a personal place. I mean, I don't think I could do it. I mean,
I wouldn't do it. No.
You know, the comedians boxing, I do.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell you who wouldn't fight when comedians boxing was being talked about
again.
No, well, I don't know. It might happen next year. It's 50. I'm not too sure. It was said it's going to happen next year, but I genuinely have no insight onto it. But I remember everyone would say, "Don't let Chris Kent near anybody."
Yeah, I said.
Why is that?
Because you're fucking lethal.
I'm not lethal.
Chris, you had about many amateur fights. You 14?
I lost most of them. So, if anything,
you still did it.
It doesn't matter.
What does it mean?
It doesn't matter.
You still fought.
It doesn't matter. Exactly.
Oh, that's all right. You can fight, Chris. He's lost most of his fights.
Yeah, and it was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But you still
and I haven't
have
trained since.
Yeah, but Chris, come on. I've sparred with you over.
No, you haven't sparred with me.
No, I padded with
yeah,
you.
there's a big difference. You have to clarify that.
Yes, I did the pads.
Yeah.
You can hit a punch.
Oh, I can absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't fight you.
Okay, right. Yeah,
I'm not
fair.
into. I can't. But I would only be doing it just to have the crack and see how I'd last for 3 rounds for 90 seconds.
Chris is not going to kick your fucking though.
No,
I mean, there would be rules though, wouldn't there?
Absolutely, like boxing rules.
No, but like if we say like, look, Chris, listen, don't hit him too hard because this is.
It's like the roast battle.
Yeah.
You'll plan it out. You'll go, Chris, I'm going to do a wee punch.
No, but
here.
you wouldn't anyway. I think I've seen stuff in boxing even, and there's a good sportsmanship, and a mismatch is horrible.
Yeah.
I've been on the wrong end of mismatches. You know what I mean? Like my second fight was against a guy. He'd won three All Ireland. Yeah. I was trying to think of his name there. He never gets me.
Carl Frampton.
But like he had like 3 All Ireland titles. He had like over 100 fights. So that's like talking. You're talking about.
Did he knock you out or what?
No, he stopped me, but he didn't knock me out. But like the fight just got stopped. You know.
First round, second round.
Second round, I think. Yeah. But I fought a few people that I went the distance with that were. Much more accomplished and experienced than I was, and I did get up to a decent enough level. To be fair, I was going into it late enough, so I get that discrepancy of you did it.
Yeah.
But I know how it feels because I did it against guys that were like my first fight was against people that had tons of fights. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you, when you were fighting the guy that had 100 fights and all Ireland medals and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you know in the first round you're like, oh fuck?
No, I knew before it because I know him and I know like I know
his
that
record,
you just know him. Yeah, I know him.
But did you see the difference in the hitting? You're like, oh Jesus Christ!
It's not even so much. It's the skill. Like you know what I mean? It's the skill and. Yeah, you can absolutely tell the difference.
What age does someone have to start boxing training at to be a pro or to be elite?
I think you need to be
like
honestly, yeah. It's early. It's early, 7 or 8. Because these guys would have been. Because I started when I was 15, and
that's late,
and it was too late. And
same in all sports, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and weirdly enough, I remember beating a guy that I wasn't meant to really beat. I remember going, "Fuck it," that was one of my proper. This is a victory. Even my trainer was like, "Oh, I was in between weights, you know," and. I was boxing at 58 kgs or something, and they were like, oh, this guy Chisholm is back. He's coming at the back. He's in this weight class now. But I was boxing for that weight class, and he was like, you should probably go up or go down, Chris, because he's really strong, this guy. And I was like, fuck it, I don't know, though. I was like, I don't know.
What class is that?
58 kgs.
Yeah, it's a
like, so, I don't know what it transpires as. So
okay.
I want to say it's...
Cruiser
what's it in pounds? What's 58 kg in pounds?
It's about 2.2 kgs. 2.2 pounds in a kg, so
it's 130 something, is it? So you're around bantamweight sort of size at that point.
But I remember going, even like I just went, no, I'm going to do it. Like I don't give a shit. I was training really hard at the time, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And I thought I had a bit of power in myself. And
I thought
Sean got off the sparring.
I thought Sean was shadow boxing there for a second. I was like, is that fucking Corbett in the
so as Chris is talking off camera, Sean just got up from his chair and just turned around,
started
and I actually thought he was coming over
boxing.
to punch him.
I was like, fucking hell, Sean wants the heat immediately.
Sean's just like, I'm getting married next week.
Do you still watch it at all, Chris? Like, do you pay attention to the
no,
sport
I never massively even watched it back then, to be honest.
Funny,
I just did it. Same with stand-up. I started stand-up and I didn't do it. I never watched fucking stand-up before I did it, really, you know?
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. I wasn't a massive geek or a fan or whatever of stand-up, like, you know? But anyway, this guy, I remember even the kids were going, oh, he's going to knock you out. They're all on about him. Like, I've never been told I was going to get knocked out before like that. They were like, he's going to knock you out, man. He's going to knock you out. Even the kids from his club, And I was like,
even your parents were saying it.
Yeah, no, even one of my trainers that was training me the whole time up was like, I don't know, Chris. And for him to kind of lose it in you.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in my corner that time because we'd merged with another boxing club. But anyway, your man hit me. I've never been hit that hard as he hit me, to be fair, in the first couple of seconds of the fight.
Are you wearing headgear?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The wearing headgear doesn't matter. I got hit really hard, swung from, and I got a standing count within the first 10 seconds. So that is like, the referee's counting. My legs are actually shaking like that, And but I brushed it off. I was like, yeah, that's it. Go again. And I remember I used to go backwards that time, as in boxing. I used to counter punch, I remember going back from him and catching him in a couple of combinations. And I felt, you feel a good connection in a punch every now and again. And you're like, fuck it, yeah, I'm catching this fella here nicely, I remember sitting down in my corner then, and it was the first time I properly listened to the trainer. It was like my, because you can't. No, there's so much adrenaline for your first 7 or 8 fights. You cannot.
Blur.
They're talking. You're not fucking listening. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
But I remember he said to me, Chris, you're after hurting him there. You're going forward now. No going backwards, you're going forward.
Yeah.
And I went out and I fucking went from him and I stopped him within fucking a minute.
Wow.
Really? I stopped him, yeah. I caught him a combination, standing count for him, caught him another one, and then I fucking stopped the fight. And I walked backstage and all the young fellas were like, told you get stopped. And I was like, I stopped him. You're not watching the fight, like. But
that must have been the best feeling.
That must have been the best feeling, was it?
Yeah, but I had to fight that same guy the next day that I fought the All-Ireland guy the very next day, and I got stopped myself the next day. So that'll tell you the kind of...
And how many rounds were this? 3 rounds?
3 rounds, yeah.
What, about 2 minutes each? 3 minutes each?
1.5 or 2, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And did any of those guys go on to... that you fought have gone on to...
guy I boxed with Gary O'Sullivan, Spike. He went on to be professional. He had a couple of fights. Chris Eubanks Jr. and all that. And, and BJ Saunders. He had a decent enough career. He's still boxing himself. But it's great. It's an amazing sport. But you need to be disciplined with it.
You got to be all in.
All in.
You can't be fucking about.
No fucking about. Even with amateur. I remember getting sent away up the country for work as an electrician, and so that's me away from the gym for 3 months, and it's like I didn't have a car to get to a gym. It's like that's it. You're kind of like you're at a loss.
Yeah.
But
the sport.
And do you do any training at all? Do you do any boxing? Do you do any gym work with it, or anything like that? Or would you fight in the comedians boxing if it was asked?
I would, yeah.
Because I don't know, are they? I mean, I don't know if it's coming back, but are they talking about an All Ireland boxing comedians from the north versus the south, or is it?
It just looked kind of cool. It was an amazing event to be a part of. Even if I could be a part of, even if I couldn't fight, I'd do someone's corner or something.
Oh yeah, come up to it for sure. Next time it's on, and we'll do.
What is the rumor? Is it coming back? Do you think?
There's talk of it coming back, but look. You have to remember, as Chris will know as well, even though they're having a bit of laugh with it, it's charity comedians boxing, it still engulfs a large part of your life. Well, a large part of your life, fucking violence as well. Yeah. But you think
it does. It is.
It's the time you could be using to be like, I could spend an hour here and write some material. You're not. You're just thinking, I need to train more for this fight because I want to win. Because as much as they go it's charity or whatever, you're not training all that time to lose. It's not one night you're giving away. Yeah. It's not a charity event. It's weeks of your life. We're doing a charity event in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks. It's not that. It's not giving up one night. It's it is definitely giving up. Weeks of prep, weeks of training, flipping. So I think that took its toll, so I don't know if they'll do it again, but it could happen. They'll see. It's just because it takes so much time. I think I'd be up for it. I think I'd be a bit nervous, but it's only normal. Everyone is nervous. It's one of those things that it's one of those bucket list things. I'd love to be able to see what it's like to do. Absolutely. But as soon as you step into the ropes, the nerves will go away. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Yeah. Anticipation is the killer for it, the waiting about, and the going, fuck, what's going to be like when I get punched in the face, what's going to be like when I get hurt, but you're able to deal with it. It just happens. Your body's very resilient, isn't it? Yeah. Well, and the face. I'm back lifting weights again. So. Yeah. Great. Jeez, you're going to be fucking. Oh, he's steroids and everything. All I want to do is stay the same. That's all right. The older you get, the harder it is to get rid of it. Yeah, absolutely. When you have
having the fucking pizza here and the pint here and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
All I want to do is kind of like stay the same. So Chris, when does the tour start? Give us all the details. Are you come up the north or what?
Absolutely, yeah. September it starts. All over Ireland, all over the north. I'll be in Belfast on the 6th of October in the Mandela.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
And I'll be in Oma, Daly's Oma, which I love as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I was the first comedian to play that club.
Well, yeah.
They had
a great
guy who emceed it was Terry Keys at the time.
I remember,
and then
yeah.
I was the first 20 minutes on that.
Amazing.
And was sold out for the opening night kind of thing. Was it a good gig?
It was me. It was five or £6 in. Me, Shane, Colin, and Mickey.
That's a great lineup.
Was the lineup.
That's a brilliant lineup.
Not mad.
Daly's is class.
Daly's. I've not done it.
Yeah, you should do that. Yeah.
Try and do it,
That's a good gig.
So you're up and down here all the time, obviously. Are you going over to England at all?
Doing a bit in England, every now and again. Yeah.
So the tour is on sale now, though, is it? It's all,
most of it is, I'll be adding English dates in the new year, but all of Ireland. I think I'm adding Derry as well. It's not added yet, but
nice.
I'll be all over the place. Yeah.
And you'll probably be back up here between now and then anyway.
Absolutely, yeah.
Exactly. Chris,
cool,
what's your
man.
Instagram handle and all that?
Chris Ken Comic.
Right, Chris Ken Comic on Instagram. Go and see him on tour across Ireland and the UK. Get onto his website, check out all the dates and stuff, and follow him on Instagram and TikTok for all his videos and stuff like that for his stand up. And you never know, this time next year he could be up here as well doing the comedians box. It could be.
You never know.
It could be Chris Kent versus Andrew Ryan.
You never know.
It could be fucking murder.
I think that's a good fight.
It could be absolute murder.
I think we'll do it.
Yeah, Cork people. Michael Collins versus
The Battle of Cork, like, and I'm from one side of Cork, and you're from the other side of Cork.
Yeah, he's on the west side of Cork. He's the north
Yeah.
side. Aaron, thanks for coming in again.
A pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cork and our podcast. Thank you very much to everyone who has been liking, sharing, and subscribing to the podcast every Thursday 6 o'clock for the podcast. And please follow the lads and go see them live. Keep supporting live comedy. You going somewhere, mate? Pushing off yet? Okay, lovely stuff. Big thanks to Aaron Butler.
Like, oh yes, Andrew, keep saying stuff. You fucking close it off while I get ready.
Yeah, he's getting ready. He's going for another haircut. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much. See you. Slán.